everybody, Mike Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. Today we're going to do update 26. Um, some of it is going to be fast motion, and I don't know how fast I'm going to have to make it to get the video to fit, but we'll see when I get there, and you guys will see what I did. But instead of me talking about it, why don't we just take a look at it?
Okay, guys. When I took the video yesterday of what I'd gotten done as far as plastering here, I neglected to tell you guys how I kind of protect the scenery that's in the foreground as I work towards the outer area. And this is how I do it. I merely lay pieces of newspaper down over what I don't want to get plaster on. And then I have newspaper sitting here, but I just get it where I don't want anything to be, and I wet it with my spray bottle. I like these. I've said it before, but I like to go to the auto parts store and get these Zep professional spray bottles. You can always count on them to work. Plus, they hold a lot of water. And when I put the plaster on, I think I've shown you guys before, I wet down the plaster first before I put the plaster on the plaster cloth. And once again, I have some plaster mixed up, and I'm getting ready to do what's underneath this paper here all the way down, and then I'm going to take those houses off of there and do the rest of the mountain over there. So I guess if I'm going to get anything done today, I better get with it.
Okay, everybody, here's what we're looking at now. I've got a tunnel portal put in over there. And even if I raise this up, this is about a foot higher than my head level. You can see that it makes a good view block back there between the back track and the front track. Tunnel portal goes in there, a tunnel portal over here, and it just goes through over to the other side. You can't really, I don't think you can see in there too good. But anyway, just goes around the other side of the loop, that tunnel in the loop, that one out of the loop, and you can see that I put a little divider here in front of that to kind of disguise the radius turning into the other radius. And I'm liking that view block. I'm liking the look of that. And then once I get something put back there against the wall for the oil facility to sit on and to ramp up to the scenery there, I think it's going to look very cool. You guys let me know what you think, but I like it. And for right now, I guess that's it. Okay, gang, I set up the camera here so that I can film just covering the plaster cloth down to here, because I have two little strips here that I have to do, a little bit more over there. But I'm just going to let the camera go, and I'll probably speed it up a little bit once I get done. So I'm not going to do any talking while I'm doing it. I'm just going to show you how I spread it on there and what it looks like as I go, okay?
Well, gang, that's it. And I work fast, don't I? Anyway, I have about a fifth of the plaster I had left, which is not going to be enough. But I'm going to move over there and start doing the mountainside. But you get the idea of how quickly this covered. Even though I sped it up, you can see how quick it goes. And protecting what I don't want to get plaster on with my wet newspaper. And then all I have to do is just pull the newspaper away. So, until I get the mountain done, that'll be it.
Okay, everybody, here's what we have now. I finished the mountain. I also just got done putting a hill right there. I just thought it looked naked without something to tie that in. So there it is. And sometime during this weekend, I'm going to get that raised portion in front of the oil yard back there, or the oil field back there, in place. And when I do, that'll probably become the video. But here's what we have. Okay, everybody, you've seen this, and now you have seen the plaster going down. So now let's see what it looks like today. There we have it. I have the base color on everything. Now the fun starts. I don't know whether I'm going to paint track next or embellish track, or if I'm going to put foliage on there. I can't decide which would be better. I do need to do some painting on the backdrop. Fill in some of the trees and stuff over here in this green area right here. But I'm not sure exactly how I want to do that. But anyway, this is what I just got done, is putting all these base colors on here. Of course, as I've said before, the next thing would be getting that tied into the backdrop over where the oil field is, which is not a big deal, but I'm liking it. It sure looks better than the whole snow-covered wonderland. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Okay, everybody, here's what I've been using to do what I'm going to show you. These are the colors I had out, and then you can see spots where I mixed colors together to get what I wanted. Sometimes I wipe the colors off and put a little more water into it, and that's what I do with the towel here. But let's see what I've been doing. I got down over there, and you can see that I put some trees, actually painted some trees in behind the hills there. As we come down this way, I'll explain what I've done. The yellow grass in the distance over there, I touched that up all along the edge of that. Painted those two green trees in, the little green pine looking trees. That tree was already in there. Yellow on down. Painted the top of those two trees on the left hand side of the grain elevator. The yellow still continuing down, and here I painted the pavement going back. That was gray like a dirt road, and I've painted it through the tunnel and over the hill there. I still have work to do on that, and when I actually paint the foam road, which you see is kind of gray over there, I will retouch that up and make it match. Okay, so if I come down this way, I have added, you can't see them too good, but you can see over the top that the tree that has no leaves on it there, I put some branches up into the backdrop there. Painted that tree in, the second tree, painted the third tree in. And that third tree that's painted in actually covers up tunnel portal. Just painted trees in all along here. I left the station there because I'm going to put some trees probably in front of the station where you will only be able to see the side of the station, which kind of looks like a house. But I painted in some trees on the backdrop there, up into the backdrop, painted out the railroad signals painted in the fields. Painted the foreground and put some foreground color onto the 3D foreground. Painted in some trees there. And way back there, you can see kind of a brownish mountain there. That wasn't there. I painted that in. I brushed over some of this rock that was real bright. So now the tone of the foreground rock there kind of matches the tone of the background rock there. And where you can see the black on the hillside over there, where there was a mine over there, I painted some of the black down onto the 3D as well. And if I stand back here, you can kind of see how all of this has come together. Without any gaps, without, everything is cohesive going back. Now I stopped right back there where I showed you I put those two trees in. Well, actually where I put the two trees behind the scenery back there, behind the 3D scenery back over there. I have not worked on the stuff around the corner over there, which I need to do, but pretty much what you're seeing that's in the camera right now is exactly how that's going to stay until I put foreground scenery on. I just set the little houses back up on there because I didn't have anything else to do with them. So that's about it, and I'm going to try and wrap this up and do a video tonight. I'm sure this is going to be short because I think I only took 3 little videos, but we'll see. Well, there you go, gang. That's it for this week. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but this stuff takes time. Plastering takes time. Painting takes time. Mixing paint, adjusting paint colors to match the backdrop, that kind of stuff just takes time. But here's the thing, I am happy with the way it's going. So, as usual, thanks for watching.